Okay, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we, yeah. I got the city on my shoulder, straight to the top, yeah. I told you I never drop what I'm holding, yeah. I got the team with me, we gotta go and we on a road, so we never see defeat. Yeah, lights still shine even when the world's dark, and I still stride even when it gets harder. We stayed steady since the day that we started. No, we ain't stopping, I know we got it. Look, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now. Look, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out, whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now, back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now, back now, back now.
Hey yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet? Hey yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time? Hey yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted, and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience under pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. About my chicken and its rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of of their character. Homie, you need a price, cause without it, the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing you. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat. I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the P's. You gon' see the...
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. Didn't get a chance to run the intro there, guys. I was sprinting into the studio as that last part of the song was playing. But what is going on? Thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart for spending your precious time here with the CandleMafia and your boy Frankie Candles to do a little bit of TA on that thing they call Bitcoin and the crazier things they call the altcoins. Now, guys, we have gotten a move to the downside here. Goat out. Shout out to you guys. You guys are funny. But, guys, obviously we have seen a little bit of a move down on Bitcoin. And as you guys know, there was a very specific signal that we were looking at on Market Cypher B to look for this move to the downside, and we wound up getting this move. Now, we are in a short position. We are in a short position in the premium Discord, guys. We will be taking a look at those trades. I see you guys going bonkers in the chat already. We're going to be breaking down that price action. Do we have further down to go, or have we kind of gotten that big little flush out of leverage before our next big move up? We're going to be talking about it all on tonight's live stream. But before we get into it, guys, make sure you smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure, where we're going to be giving away a whole bunch of free crypto, maybe some Bitcoin hats, I don't know, maybe some free Frankie Candles hats, maybe some Aztecian Cactus Moss Water koozies, which don't ask me where I just pulled this out from. It was attached to my chair. I don't know why it was there. But Aztec King Cactus Moss Water Koozies, we're going to be giving away a ton of crypto, and maybe if we hit some of these like goals on some of these live streams this week, we will give away a free month in that premium Discord. But without further ado, guys, we got to take a look at this price action. So smash that like button. And before we jump into it, let's go ahead and say what's up to the Mafia. I saw chat was kind of mixed. Some people are happy about the pump. Some people are upset they're not in the green anymore. But I'm going to show you guys and hopefully teach you some things, some techniques that may enable you to be in the green, whether price is going up or down. But let's see who we go. Shout out to wow, chat kind of going wild right now. Shout out to Wendell. What is going on, Wendell? Thank you for tuning in. We got Tyler P in the chat. We got Martina in the chat. What is going on, Martina? Crypto Crabman. What is going on? Creighton C says he called his little commander the chair. Shout out to Creighton C. I swear it was attached to my chair, guys. I don't know what to say. Shout out to Creighton C. We got Shogun Crypto in the chat. We got Al Jr. As always, good to see you. Elite Ways EZ. What is going on? OG of the Candle Mafia tuning in. What is going on? We got Cryptic Sniper. What is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. We got JC in the chat. Crypto Cowboy. I'm running. You guys are moving quickly here. We got Crypto Chronic. What is going on? Apples up north. We got Jedi Skirk, which says, let's go. I say, all right, fine. We got to listen to Jedi Skirk, right? Shout out to you, bro. We got Crypto Echo in the chat. Let's see. Shout out to Silas. Silas, shout out to you, says, I am quiet. It actually does show that I am somewhat peaking on my levels. So I don't know if that's on your end. If I am too quiet, guys, let me know in the chat. I will raise that volume up. But shout out to you, bro. I don't know. I think it looks like I'm clipping over here, so I don't know if I can turn myself up. Elite Ways says, I love Frankie. Pause. He sees me even when I'm not green anymore. Shout out to Elite Ways. Shout out to you guys. And shout out to the whole Candle Mafia for tuning in. But without further ado, guys, we are seeing price start to move a little bit here. So let's go ahead and jump right on into the charts and try to figure out what this crazy thing Bitcoin is going to do next. We've been crushing it so far. Hopefully, we can continue to predict this price action. But guys, what I want to do today is start off. Okay, shout out to, let's see. Okay. So people are saying, people are saying volume is good. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. What is going on, bro? Guys, don't forget to show some love to our mods in the chat. You know who they are. Show them some love. Tell them how much you appreciate them, because I know I do, and I know you guys do as well. But let's go ahead and jump on in here. Thank you for letting me know about the volume. But let's go ahead and start off here on the higher time frames, guys. I'm going to turn off that local TA and just remind you guys that we are still within our larger volume profile. And I will be honest, guys, we are essentially seeing exactly what we've been looking for. Right now, we did not know, I guess we still don't know if this is going to be a macro top or not. However, as you guys know, we are in this macro volume profile from the top of the bull market, and this has not failed us yet, enabling us to see where price is likely to go next. We got above that value area low, looked for a move to the POC. We got it, flipped on top of that POC, and now we are starting our journey potentially to come target this golden price target between about $48,800 and $50,000, where we have that macro value area high, as well as our golden pocket pulled from the high all the way to the low of the bear market, meaning the all-time high all the way down to the bear market. But this is kind of our macro footprint, guys, or blueprint, I should say, letting us know, like, hey, in the long term, you know, our next major key level of support, which I guess we should talk about as we're looking at the higher time frames, next major level of support, not the next major level of support, but in the context of this macro volume profile, obviously you want to keep an eye on this POC at 34.4. Now, I'm not saying that we're guaranteed to make this move down here, down to that level right now, but it is a key level in case we do see some kind of panic selling or some kind of random bad news that comes out, and we do see a mega nuke here on Bitcoin. 34.4 is going to be a very large level of support to be looking at. Not only is it a strong level of support, but it could also give us insight into, whether or not we hold this will likely let us know if we're headed down to lower prices, getting closer to 28.8K, or if we are likely to hold support and then continue back up to maybe finally get up to that higher target of 48 to 50K. But all in all, I really just show this to let you guys know, like, we are still, this is the macro blueprint, right? Like, this is what we are using to guide where we think price is likely to go. But then you might might be saying to yourself, Frankie Candles, if you're looking at this, like, why are we rejecting right here? Well, obviously, this is not the only range we've been looking at. We've also been looking at a more local range pulled from right here in about March of 2022. We extrapolated those levels to the right. This is kind of our general run through in the beginning of every stream because I like to give everybody context into what we're looking at. But we knew that we had this other range pulled back here from March of 2022 that would likely give us a lot of resistance as well. And as we come up to that value area high, you guys can see we interacted with this level just a little bit, and we actually did wind up finding some nice confirmations to look for a short position here to potentially get stuck underneath this value area high and get a bigger move back to the downside, which is obviously the situation that we saw play out. Now, does anybody remember what we were looking at on the live stream on Friday, anticipating a potential move to the downside? You guys will remember there was a big macro bearish signal I was looking at, saying this is the signal I'm looking at to kind of anticipate if we're going to get a big move down or not. And let's see. Gonna go a little lower, feel like, then go up and smash the shorts potentially. Hamza says point of control, then he says never mind. Let's see. I know someone's gonna say it in chat. I'll give you guys a second to answer. Anybody? Come on. All right, I'll bring it up. So what we were looking at on Friday, guys, was simply put that 2-day bearish divergence. Red dot. Okay, yeah. 2-hour red dot. Okay, yep. 0 POC. You guys are funny. But we were looking at this 2-day bearish divergence as we were looking for a move through this volume profile to put a higher high on our price action into that key level of resistance, with our lower high forming on that momentum wave right about here, giving you that lower high, giving you that 2-day bearish divergence, which, as we were saying, was that, yeah, there we go, Hamza, 2-day bear div. Hey, got it. Shout out to you, bro. Yes, we were looking for that 2-day bear div to potentially print. We even looked at this on last night's Sunday Sauce live stream during the day, but we came up to that key level of resistance, put in that macro bear div, and then got those confirmations to go short, which I will talk about in just a second. And then just based off our volume profile here, guys, obviously we made it from the low to the high, which is typically where we like to look for those short positions, looking for those bearish confirmations. So with that being said, this also gives us some local levels of support before that $34,400 naked, not naked point of control, but before we get down to that more macro level of that 34.4 POC, which is sitting right down here. So obviously you do want to keep in mind that we do have that point of control sitting there, but understanding that we're actually trading within this local volume profile, which could potentially allow us to move down to the local point of control, coming in at about 39K, and then that local value area low is coming in at $37,636. So with that being said, those are kind of the next local levels I'm looking at, guys. Now, we are hitting some support down here, which we'll talk about in a second. But moving forward, if we wind up, obviously, it is likely that we do get a little bit of a bounce to the upside here, guys, as we have come down to resistance or support, gotten a little bit of a bounce with some kind of bullish signals on the lower time frames. We do have bullish divergences into that key level that we're hitting right now, which is a golden pocket, right? So let's actually go ahead and pull that. Now that, I think everybody kind of has a grip on the macro, right? Obviously, we are still looking for a potential move all the way up to our macro target here, but we knew this local volume profile was here, which is why we were looking for the short. Does everybody kind of get that? I think most people understand that that's what we've been looking for, and why we were actually looking for that exactly, right? But moving on here, I want to talk about the levels of support, right? So that local golden pocket that we are touching right now, we came down and tapped this almost perfectly to the dollar. Now, please understand that the point of control is also in beautiful confluence with that 786 Fibonacci retracement level, giving us a nice level of support, right? Some nice confluence on that point of control. Now, I don't typically look for trades at the middle of a volume profile, but given the context of this specific price action, I may look for a long if we come down and test that 786 with the proper confirmations. Now, Obviously, this is where we're getting the bounce off of. And again, we are starting to see some of those lower time frame bullish divergences as we're seeing it print on the 1 hour here. We can even check Lux Algo. As we get a move down here, you can see Lux Algo marked out that divergence for you perfectly. And then right as we got that bounce to the upside. Now, this is something we were looking at in the premium Discord as we were coming down to this level. At least in the we were looking at that in the live stream earlier, the premium live stream earlier. But we actually wound up seeing a bunch of bullish divergences form down here, right? We had 45-minute bullish divergence confirmed, and then you have that 1 hour bullish divergence confirmed, so a 90-minute bull div confirmed at that key level of support, expecting us to get a little bit of a bounce, right? Now, again, with that being said, guys, I don't know if we are necessarily fully out of the woods here, right? Now, if we come up to the 4 hour, you could see VWAP is coming to the upside, right? So this would be kind of in line with a little bit of a bounce back to the upside. So anybody who may have missed a short position from where we took it in the premium Discord, you may be able to find some more entries as we retrace back to the upside, and we can take a look at some of those resistance levels in a second. But money flow generally coming out here on the 4 hour. 3 hour money flow finally crossing over into the red. So as you guys know, when we look at the money flow indicates the longer term trend, right? So when we see the 3 hour money flow crossing over into the red, this could potentially make us anticipate a retracement to the upside, right? Because we just went over those 1 hour bull divs, etc., on that golden pocket, which could give us a local bounce to the upside. However, when we're looking at this with money flow crossing over into the red on the 3 hour, what are we expecting, right? We're expecting that the trend, at least within the context of that 3 hour time frame, is going to continue back to the downside, right? So, remember, any significant money flow crossover, even if we come on over to the last, money flow crossover here, you can see. I'm trying to find like a clean money flow crossover, but you can see, right? You crossed into the red. Oh, you can't see that. Crossover into the red right about here. You get a move down, a lower high, and then you continue that trend down, right? So you get the initial move, the retracement, which was likely into a point of control. If I had to guess, this was probably a retracement into the local range point of control. Potentially, I could be wrong. Haha, look at that. Right into the point of control. So, yeah, oftentimes you will see that, guys, where you'll range around in a volume profile. You'll lose the range, get a nice little dump to the downside, and then you'll get a retracement either into the POC or the value area high. Sometimes a lot of times you actually just bearishly retest the value area low. It all kind of depends on where your golden pockets are. But we're looking at something kind of similar in the current price action. So go ahead and find that current price action where we have lost our local volume profile, which we'll pull right to here, right? We were ranging around in our volume profile, got the loss to the downside, and now we are potentially getting some retracements. Now, I don't know if we're going to get lucky enough to get a retracement all the way back up into this range, but there are some levels within this kind of consolidation period that we can look at in case we don't get that full move up to our volume profile. But with that being said, look at the money flow crossover into the red, right? Like this, it could make us anticipate a trend continuation to the downside, which makes the next targets the POC 786 at 39K or 38,998 if you want to be super, super specific. And then if you lose that level, you're obviously going to be looking down to the value area low. So locally, in my opinion, next target to the downside, if we continue, is that point of control. And then your real key level of support is going to be this value area low here. Because as you know, anytime you come to these value area lows or highs, these also hold the door. These kind of hold the, these are the doorways to either lower prices, or if you come approach it from below, could be the doorway to higher prices. So that's really what I'm looking at here for the local price action on Bitcoin, right? But let me go ahead and pull up our positions here. Let's see. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob dropping those tutorial videos, bro. You're an absolute savage. I appreciate you so much for that. Crypto Pollo, or Bitcoin Chicken, as I like to call him, says BTC dominance is down, so maybe we get alts trying to run? Question mark. Yes. I wouldn't really disagree with that, right? Obviously, when you see that BTC dominance go down, sometimes you will see the alts start to run. And we'll take a deeper look at that in a second, Pollo. But yeah, generally, when you see that Bitcoin dominance come down, a lot of times you will see that money flow into the alts. So let's continue on. Shout out to J772 says, Frankie, about CME gap not being filled. Shout out to J772. I'm not sure exactly what CME gap you're talking about. You might be talking about the one. I believe we have one. Let me pull up the CME gap indicator real quick. Pretty close, right? Yeah, right down here at about 39.2. We do have a CME gap. Suspiciously close to that point of control, 786, right? Suspiciously close to that next level of support. So we get a bounce to the upside, could get a crash back down below here, and then fill that CME gap to hit that 786 before getting a significant bounce back to the upside. Now, here's the thing, guys. I think the big question right now is, hey, like, are we going to zero right now, or is this just some kind of a local correction before we get some more upside? In my opinion, here's the thing, right? We've obviously been looking for this move to the downside for quite some time. Right? Some of the things signaling that not only was the 2-day bear div that we had print here with our higher highs and lower highs on our momentum waves, but we also have a 3-day bear div now printing, right? And then your 4-day red dot is printing, and then your 5-day, 6-day, and weekly red dots are getting very close to printing, right? So these are, as we've seen these VWAPs kind of roll over, we've been expecting some kind of a correction to come in here, right? I mean, we talked about it every day last week. The question was, when was it going to come in? Because if you guys remember, we were looking for these VWAPs to come down, and then they actually did wind up getting support. Let me zoom in. We actually wound up getting support on that zero line. We came down, got the bounce as we got that secondary push, and then we wound up coming back down, and now these red dots are looking to print, right? So we've been expecting some kind of a cool-off to come in here, and we knew that if it was going to happen, even if this is not the macro top, we expected that value area high as well as that naked point of control. You guys will also remember on the live streams last week, we were talking about how holding this naked point of control at 43,578 was absolutely pinnacle to seeing higher prices on Bitcoin, right? So not only were we deviating, right? So let me talk about this trade a little bit, and I will show it in a second. But not only were we deviating above our volume profile where we were looking for those bearish confirmations, which we did indeed find, and we did take the trade in the premium, but we were above the volume profile. This is essentially an overvalued asset. You're looking to return back into the fair value, which would be within your range or within your volume profile or value area. But really, like, one of the kind of big things we were looking at was holding this naked point of control as support. And then what happened, right? We deviated, we got those bearish signals, we entered the short, and then as we tested this as support, we were saying, hey, if we hold this, we may wind up getting stopped out either in profit or at a small loss, and our next target was up here at 46K. But if we wound up getting stuck below this value area high and we lost that MPOC, that was where we were likely going to see the bigger move down and potentially start working our way down towards that POC, which you can see we are getting pretty close to. But let me go ahead and pull up that trade really, really quickly. Let's see. This is not what I wanted to look at. Bear with me, guys. I have a whole lot of tabs open here. Okay, I'm going to have to pull this up separately. So let me grab this over here. Let me go ahead and pull up my account. Could have sworn I had it open, though. I'm not going to lie. But I guess not. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, there's another CME gap below that as well. We can take a look at that in a second, brother. Thank you for pointing that out. We will take a look, but here we go. Let me just pull up the trades really quickly. So I am still holding my long, obviously. Like I said, guys, like, I am not, just because we were looking for the move down and we got it, doesn't mean that I'm flipping completely bearish and we're just 100% perma bear now. Obviously, you want to take the grander, kind of analysis here into consideration, right? Remember, we're still potentially just on our journey up to that 48 to 50K level. So, and with the money flow, even though we have the bear div and the red dots on the higher daily time frames now, money flow still looks pretty early and healthy. This is a young money flow crossover into the green, in my opinion. Right now, we could see this roll back over, but it looks pretty healthy as of right now, indicating the longer term trend is likely to continue to the upside, right? So even if we do see a cool off, which we are, we're expecting this to be somewhat lackluster to eventually continue our bullish trend back to higher prices, targeting that 46, 48, and 50K level. So still bullish in the long term. I want to be very clear, right? Although we've seen that move to the downside, that is still macro bullish, right? So I am still holding my long, right? I'm not like panic closing my long because we dumped. But that little scalp short that we entered at the top of that local volume profile, meaning not this big profile, but this little profile, that short that we entered right here is up a nice 140%. I already have profits locked in, stop loss at my entry, and then we are still up almost $700 in profit, right? So pretty healthy in unrealized profits, healthy locked in profits, healthy stop loss at my entry. And guys, like literally up thousands of dollars on my swing long, up over $1,000 on a short at the exact same time. So this is like the cushy position that we're in. Just if we rip, then we get stopped out in profit and make money on this short, which I don't think it's likely to just like yeet up and break these highs again like overnight. Not impossible. But again, even if that happens, like cool, we got a nice little scalp short, look for the next bigger short position, right? But again, I don't think that's very likely. But if we do, we're still holding the swing long. I'm also holding a couple of my scalp longs on my other accounts, which will definitely be paying me out on the way up. And then I am still, guys, my XRP short is still alive, up 446%. Just kind of like looking potentially to come back down. So still holding this if we get stopped out here. Like literally if I get stopped out of any of these positions, I actually got to reset my stop loss here, but we are so far away from my liquidation price of $26,000 that, I'm not really worried about this position. I only have $50 left in it. But it will continue to pay me out if we continue up. These positions are on Femex. If you guys want to sign up and trade on Femex, you guys can check the link in the description down below. Help the channel out a little bit. A lot of times they will give you free bonus funds to trade with, and you help us keep this neon light on that used to go off all the time, but because you guys use the affiliate links, we're able to keep them on now. But anyway, so just to keep you guys updated on the trades, I know there were a couple of people in here the day that I entered this calling me crazy, saying, we're in a bullish trend. Why are you looking for shorts? And the answer is, I'm not looking for this thing to go to zero, right? I'm just looking to capitalize on a correction to the downside before we continue to more upside. And let this be proof to you guys, when those people, when people come in, you're going to experience these people in your not only like in your personal life, you're going to run into these people. You're going to run into these people for sure on YouTube, for sure in the chat, for sure in the comments, for sure on Twitter. And they're going to be people like when you're talking about your trades, they're going to be like, you're an idiot, bro. Bull market already started. Why are you looking for shorts? And you want to tell them, you don't understand the context of my trade, right? A lot of people just think like if you're shorting, you think that the market's going to go down forever. But that's not the case. Like I am very bullish right now on the market, and I am up not big, but I am up pretty decently here on a nice little scalp short, right? Even though I'm bullish on the market, and I am also up on the long, right? So you can literally, this is the whole point of this YouTube channel. I was talking to the premium Discord about this earlier. Shout out to all 800 of you guys watching live right now. The whole point of this YouTube channel is to show you guys that you indeed can make money trading Bitcoin, whether the price is going up or down. And oftentimes you could be making money when it's going up and down at the same exact time, like we are right here. So even though we're mega bullish on the market, guys, like still up on two shorts, right? Doesn't mean you can't short the market if price is going up. Don't get caught in this tribal bulls versus bears argument. It's nonsense. It's emotional, and it's not how you want to approach the markets, right? Because, I would not be up on this trade if I didn't understand that you could do both. It's all about the context of your trades. Are you looking for scalp trades, swing trades, etc., right? It's not as black and white as being bullish or bearish. It's just simply not how it works. And when you hear people kind of, like I said, people will probably tell you like, why are you shorting? We're in a bull market. It's like you could 100% short in a bull market as long as you understand what you're doing, right? But a lot of people who say that or make that argument don't understand. They're new to the market, right? They don't know how to trade. They don't understand how technical analysis works. They don't understand how the market moves. But they are coincidentally and ironically, these are the loudest people in the market, right? It's like the people like, oh, we're in a bull market. And it's like, didn't you just get here 2 weeks ago when Bitcoin passed 40K? And that's just really how it works, right? So I want the Mafia to be prepared for this stuff so they don't throw you off your game. If I let those comments get to my head and I closed out my short, I would not be up on this trade. Trust your analysis, trust what the charts are telling you, and ignore all the emotional noise because it is for sure starting to pop back up as interest comes back into crypto. So there you go. I just wanted to show those trades. And we don't give the trade setups here. Like we do that in the premium Discord. But there's a lot of information, and we do talk about these trades a lot. And we were just about, if you read between the lines, guys, there is a lot of sauce on this live stream, as people like to say. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of update you guys on those shorts. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Crypto Pollo, said, Frankie Candles, you said it. Set your traps and let the bait come to you. Absolutely. Now, let me go ahead. Thank you for saying that, Crypto Pollo, because I want to talk about this trade right here. So, obviously, guys, this was basically based off of a swing failure pattern and the theory of coming up, sweeping liquidity above, wrecking all the shorts, and then coming back down for that bigger move. Now, we have tutorials on we have a tutorial video on how I specifically trade these swing failure patterns. Very high win rate, very good risk to reward, and a very, very, I want to say a quick hit rate, right? Like when you get into these trades, a lot of times you will get you're almost instantly in profit a lot of the times, right? So not only are they high probability, but as soon as you get these setups, guys, you could get into these trades, move your stop loss to your entry point, right? And then hold the trade. And if you get stopped out, you'll either get stopped out at break even or stopped out in profit, making it a fire trading strategy, right? And obviously, we're in that short right now, but we also caught a scalp short up here where we wound up getting into the position, coming down, making a small profit, or I made a small profit, had my stop loss at break even. We got stopped out of that trade in profit, right? So still won the trade even though I got stopped out. And then we looked for the next entry, which wound up being the bigger move. And we kind of always talk about this, especially recently, guys, is the idea of, looking to be conservative with the shorts, but you have to take the chances to take the shorts, and then eventually you're going to wind up getting that bigger move, right? So we capitalized, got a small scalp, got stopped out in profit, still made some small money, and then we wound up catching the actual top and being in my entry into this trade, my short entry. Let me see. I don't want to give any fake numbers here. 44,534, right? So 44.5. So about here, right? That's basically my entry. I think I have it. Do I have it marked out? I guess I don't. So I'll just do it. 44,534. Yeah, so about there. I gave myself a couple extra dollars, but basically short from the exact top, guys. And now this wasn't lucky. This wasn't just blindly shorting resistance. We were able to do this by simply looking at where the liquidity was sitting on high block capital. If you guys don't know what that is, it's that chart that we show that shows all the liquidation points. And we were able to identify where the actual liquidity was sitting. You guys see we do look at the heat map as well. We understood where the liquidity was sitting. You can see this little hot block of liquidation levels. You see we came up, got the swing failure pattern on TradingView, confirmed it with the order flow, and then also by using this TradingView chart, again on high block capital, you guys can see, if I go ahead and pull up the liquidation levels, this was kind of how we were looking. This is how we were looking at the trade, right? All of these levels indicate where liquidations are lying. And you could see we had liquidation sitting here and liquidation sitting here as well as above. But this is how we knew that the liquidity was sitting above, waiting for price to come up, liquidate those short positions, and then give us a reversal, right? So this is all calculated positions, right? This wasn't just blindly shorting the top. And then on top of that, you had bearish divergences above the volume profile, as well as the 2-day bear div, which was already giving us that bearish macro bias, right? Like, why were we looking? Number one, key level of resistance. We did have bearish divergences. I mean, we had one here on the 1 hour, right? Higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves. And then you also you could see this marked out on Lux Algo. You could see higher highs. Lux Algo gives you the line for the divergence, letting you know it's there. And we got this on a lot of time frames, right? Higher highs, lower highs. This one didn't get noticed on the algorithm, but you had bearish divergences as you deviated above that area of value. That is a key component here. You are overvalued above this value area high. So if you find that confirmation to look for the short, which we knew was there, that's where you're looking to get accepted back into the range and get a move towards that POC. We also have an order block down here towards that previous POC as well. So really the next key level of support, guys, if we continue down here, is going to be between $39,000 and about $38,665. For real, there is a lot of confluence down here, right? And even on top of that, there is other confirmation that we haven't even looked at. There's other confluence down here. So just keep that in mind. And I just wanted to see where that CME gap is. one more time. Let me just zoom in real quick. Yeah, and you can see that would also fill that CME gap down here at about 39.2. So maybe price winds up retracing back up, and then we get the lower high, or whether lower high comes in here or somewhere up here, we get the lower high, and then we wind up getting the move back down here, filling the CME gap, tapping that 786, testing the POC, and hitting that order block. Could be the next big place to be looking for some kind of a scalp long or a bounce, right? Now, if we wind up getting a move back up and you are not in a short position, I'm not going to give the trade setups, right? Because that wouldn't be fair to the people in the premium Discord that pay for it. But you guys can see here, right? Let's pull up the 4 hour. You can see your 4 hour smart trail has now turned bearish on Lux Algo. This is significant in my opinion, because oftentimes when you see the 4 hour smart trail flip bearish, right, or flip purple, you can almost barely see it here. Basically, this could act as a very, very good confluence with a Fibonacci level if we come back up for a retracement. So what I would be looking for here is I would pull from this high all the way to the low. Now you can see that this smart trail is coming up and kind of cocking back down, right? So if this smart trail remains on the trajectory that it is in right now, as price retraces, if we're lucky enough to get a move up into this golden pocket 786 retracement, really between about 42,992 and 43,750, can't read that full number, but if we're lucky enough to come into this golden pocket 786 retracement level, if that smart trail is running through this retracement zone at the same time, that is a lot of really good confluence that we could be putting in a lower high here before reversing back to the downside. And you see this happen time and time again, right? You have a bullish smart trail here, price comes down, your candles turn purple, your smart trail flips bearish, and then as you come back into that smart trail, that's where you see the next reversal to the downside, right? Now, this isn't even that good of an example, but it still holds true, right? But really what we're looking for is when you see an uptrend turn into a downtrend, right? So you have an uptrend, right? We bing bong around, smart trail turns bearish, you come down, you retrace every time you come into this smart trail, which is not just this line. Let me turn this, let me change the, let me brighten this up just a little bit. So just to make this a little easier for you guys to see, what happens, right? You come down, smart trail turns bearish. You could even pull your fib. And like I said, a lot of times the fibs will be in pretty good confluence with these smart trails, right? So, or the smart trail is usually in confluence with the golden pocket or 786. And you can see you have this kind of golden pocket 786 retracement zone. Your smart trail is pretty close to it, and then every time you kind of push up into these levels, you get a rejection. Even here was like perfect. You could probably like wasn't in line with your with the current golden pocket we're looking at right now, but you push into the smart trail, reversal, then it flips bullish. Kind of got confused here, but it's just really, really nice confluence that you have your smart trail lining up with that on the 4 hour. The 4 hour smart trail specifically is one of the bigger time frames that I like to look at this on. So again, right now in pretty good confluence. So and then when you start actually adding your when you start looking at your volume profiles, you could start to look for even more confluence, right? Now, zooming in here, I'm actually going to hide the indicators real quick so we don't get too confused with all these different levels. But your value area high is in very close confluence to your 786 and your POC of the range, right? So I don't know if you're going to be lucky enough to get a push all the way back up to the value area high, but if you did, this would definitely be a level to watch. And then again, value area low golden pocket is also going to be a significant level to look at if we continue this push to the upside. But again, there is no guarantees that we get up there, guys, right? So just be careful. There are some levels in between that we can come up and retrace into, and I'll just kind of give you guys a hint here. We also have a nice little volume profile right here, right? So if you pull this little range right here, right? What if we wind up getting a move back up and, right, maybe we don't get the push up into this bigger volume profile, but we get pushed up into the local volume profile. You would want to watch that value area low and then the POC value area high as potential rejection zones. And those are coming in at 41.8 and about 42.3. And then obviously you can confirm this or look for confluence with your Fibonacci levels. But if we did pull that, you could see really that value area low is kind of the sweet spot, in my opinion, to look for that rejection, because we always look within the golden pocket 786 retracement, and then your value area low is running right through that, adding some nice confluence for a potential rejection at that level. So that is basically what I'm looking at, guys. As far as levels, I'm actually going to delete these off the chart just to clean things up, but that is what I'm looking at as far as our next key levels and kind of what I'm expecting out of Bitcoin in the general local future, right? So again, not impossible to start seeing some pushes to the upside, maybe little retracements back up as we have that 1 hour bullish divergence, again, marked out right here, into that golden pocket, into the key level of support. That is very, very important. But as we get a push down into here, not going to be surprised if we see a little bit more of a push up. You can see we also have a local order block basically at that value area high of that range that we just looked at, right? So value area high, order block as well. And then even if we pull it from this wick all the way to the low, yeah, these are really the levels you want to look at. Basically, guys, it's a game of finding where your volume profiles are and understanding what the levels mean, right? That value area low, the POC, the value area high. How does price interact with these levels typically? And you guys hear me talk about it all the time. As you deviate above certain levels or below certain levels, you expect a very specific thing to happen. And this is how we are able to find these setups. So that's what we're looking at, guys. Those are the next key levels to the downside. So locally, I'd look for a potential retracement back to the upside before rolling back over and coming down to lower prices. Key levels of support in the local are going to be previous POC and the previous value area low between 39,000 and 37,636. If we come back up, simply going to be looking at these two ranges right here for potential rejections, right, for lower highs, right? So if you're not in a short right now, that's kind of what I'd be looking for. You have key levels in here. You have key levels in here. Are we going to get a move up, reject some of these levels, or a move up and reject some of these levels? Both are on the table. It's all about setting those key levels. And again, we just gave them all on the live stream and waiting for price to approach that key level and then looking for those specific confirmations to figure out, is there actually a trade set up here or are we gambling? And obviously, you don't want to gamble. So there you go, guys. That is what I'm looking at. Don't forget to smash that like button. We got 877 people concurrently watching this live stream right now. Smash that like button if you found any value in what I've been saying, or if you just like hanging out with the Candle Mafia. Go ahead and smash that like button. If we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, I will give away a free Frankie Candles hat, and we'll spin that wheel 15 times, which I think we may be spinning the wheel a bunch of times anyway, but we'll just add 15 spins if we get 550 likes on tonight's stream. But let's see. Let's continue on. Shout out to V-Slim, says Alexa is always listening. That is a very, very, very horrifying fact. But let's see. Let's continue on here. Let's see. How long have we been going for? Sometimes I get sidetracked on Mondays, guys. So yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and check out, if you guys want me to check out your favorite altcoins, Savage Trade says Wheel of Scam. Shout out to Savage Trades, who has been absolutely destroying the. Actually, you know what? Hold on, guys. Should we show? Hang on, guys. Let's go ahead. I want to show not only Savage Trades, but I want to show a little love to the premium Discord here really, really quickly, because I want to go through some of these winning trades because, guys, shout out to the premium Discord. You know, as you guys know, our premium is not a signals group. This is not where you're going to just sign up and it's going to say buy and sell, right? What I like to do is give spoon-fed trade setups where come up to some older price action. Like you guys can see, let me see, where is that setup from the other day? Yeah, our short setup from the other day, right? So we mark out these levels and these trade setups before price ever even gets to the level, right? We say this is the next key level, and then we give a little blurb on exactly what I'm looking at to enter the trade with a bunch of updates, right? There's usually more than one post. Very, very calculated trades here, but these are the setups, and we say, hey, if price comes up here and does some very specific things up here, that's where we're looking for the short, and that's how we're getting into these trades from the top or the bottom, right? Depending on if they're longs or shorts. But it is a technical analysis and trade setup group. It is not a signals group where I just simply write in the chat, guys, buy this now, sell this now. That is not a sustainable way to create profitable traders, in my opinion. By the time I get into the trades, especially the scalps, by the time I get in and write everything in the Discord and hit send, everybody is going to get later entries than me, and they're not going to be winning the trades. They're going to be getting stopped out. They're going to be getting worse entries, and that is not what I'm into. I want to have you prepared before price even gets to the level, so you can be as ready as possible to take that trade and get a beautiful entry and take full advantage of it like I am. I don't want you guys getting like secondary trades off me, right? I want you prepared before it happens. But shout out to Savage Trades up in here. I mean, Darren does things absolutely crushing the trades as well. Life far out, crushing a 55% short on Bitcoin. Shout out to Curtis Neal, 21% on a short. Savage Trades out here crushing the V-Chain trades. BTC short. Shout out to, I can't see the full name here, Enigma on the BTC short, guys. We're getting money in that premium Discord. And like I said, what I like to do is teach you guys how to actually trade, because you guys will notice here that short setup that we put, here's a 322% on Bonk. Shout out to Dinero. Shout out to you, bro. But these are all applicable. I like to teach our people in the premium Discord how to go find these setups or find these levels and certain confirmations so they can apply that to their favorite altcoins, right? And then they can take our same strategy or same system and the same accuracy and apply it to other assets. ADA, VeChain, shout out to Savage Trades. I really brought it up to kind of show him off, because Savage Trades is absolutely crushing the trades, but absolutely crushing it in here. Super proud of everybody in there, because like I said, they're not just hitting buy and sell based off of what I say. They are learning how to actually find these setups, do the analysis, and get into the trades, and then they can replicate this on other assets without being told by me. That is my goal. I don't want you guys to be a slave to me saying buy or sell. I want to teach you how to do it, and more importantly, expedite your learning process. I don't want you guys to be sitting here for a year trying to find profitability. I want to try to help you learn from all the mistakes that I made so you can actually learn a skill that will last your lifetime, and you can use it to make money time and time again, and eventually fire your boss. So go ahead and shout out to Savage Trades. Yeah, he said, once it clicks, it's on, baby. Shout out to Savage Trades. Super, super happy for you, bro. Shout out to Servando Estrada. Said I got liquidated yesterday. And shout out to Servando Estrada. Just set those stop losses, and you should be pretty protected against getting liquidated, bro. But don't let it shake you. Don't give up. Don't give up. Hopefully you didn't get wrecked for too much. But let's go ahead and continue on. We got Golden in the chat. What is going on, Golden? Thank you for being here, bro. Shout out to, let me cover some of these super chats, guys, while you guys are spamming those altcoins. Rob the Crypto Snob is about to count up those votes and let us know what altcoins we're looking at. But shout out to Dave Digital, says, Peach. Puff, puff, puff. Shout out to Dave Digital. I think if I were to say that verbally and spell it correctly and pronunciate it correctly, I think it would be pronounced. There you go. Shout out to Dave Digital. And Dave Digital with another super chat. Shout out to you, bro. He said, C3 said he and I are cannolis in Discord. Please explain. I think cannolis, Dave, is another word for best friends. So shout out to Dave Digital. You and C3 are definitely cannolis. Shout out to you. I haven't had a good cannoli in so long. Shout out to, hey, we got Mario Scott. Welcome to the Hitman, bro. Thank you for getting that Frank Candles membership. I do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, bro. Welcome to the familia. Shout out to Crypto Pollo. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, cluck, cluck, also pronounced as cluck. Says, hashtag givers gain. Peck that like button, Mafia. Peck it. Touch it with your butt. Hit it with your nose. I guess that's kind of like pecking it. Lick it, kiss it, touch it with your elbow. I don't care what you do. Creepily fondle it, which if you don't know what that is, this is a creepy fondle. Clumsy fondle, as some people say. Shout out to Crypto Pollo, guys. Thank you so much for the super chats. But before Rob is done counting up those votes, let's go ahead and check out Ethereum and see what we got going on ETH. So here we are, guys. Very, 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 very similar situation. The only difference between the situation on Bitcoin and the situation on ETH, guys, is that ETH just happened to hit to the dollar because you guys know ETH just listens to us. I don't know why. It hasn't always been like this, but ETH has just completely submitted to the CandleMafia, and it just does what we tell it to, and we don't hate her for that. So shout out to Ethereum, or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. As you guys know, this was the key zone on Ethereum, saying, all the way since back here, if we flip this level to support, we could look for a grind through these other levels of resistance up to the next key level, which is sitting at 2350. right? This is kind of similar level to the naked point of control on the Bitcoins, right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's right here. This naked point of control at 43,578, right? Very similar situation to Ethereum, except Ethereum's key level was right here at 2350. And we expected to flip this to support, get the move up to 2350. And then once we got up here, this was where we either needed to claim this as support to get more moves to the upside, or where we needed to get those bearish confirmations to get. This is not a value area. But the way we found this makes it behave, and you guys will remember me saying this. C3 for president. Shout out to Chuck LeMaine. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. C3 for president. But this is not a value area, right? Like we've been looking at on a lot of stuff. But the way we found these levels was using volume, and it's kind of created not a value area, but it's created kind of a zone of support and resistance, or a range of support and resistance that kind of behaves like a value area. And we've been talking about that. And you can see what happened here essentially was, if this was a volume profile or a value area, which it's not, but you flip that value area low to support, and then you start, it was more likely for us to come up and fill this range. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, if it's not a value area, why were we likely to fill this range? And it has everything to do with the low volume gap. You guys know we had a high volume node here and a high volume node here. And sure, we had some volume in between, but it was really nothing compared to this high volume node and this high volume node, right? And shout out to Shoot the Moon. Welcome to the Wise Guys, my friend. Welcome to the Familia. And yeah, shout out to you, bro. Thank you for getting that membership. I really do appreciate you. But we had a high volume node here and a high volume node here. We know price is attracted to the high volume nodes, and when you get into a low volume gap, oftentimes price will kind of freak out like, oh my God, where do I go? Mom? Right? We were talking about how that analogy where a kid loses his mom in the mall, right? The high volume nodes is mom, right? And then the low volume gap is the kid being lost in the mall, right? So price is attracted to the high volume node. And then once you're in the low volume gap, which is essentially this white box, really between the two blue lines is the gap. This is where, price is like, oh my God, I lost my mom. Where's my mom? Oh my God, where's my mom? Where's my mom? And it doesn't know that this is a different lady, right? This is its real mom. This is another mom. But it just sees that next high volume node and goes, oh, there's my mom. And it goes right up to that high volume node, right? And I don't know why I use these weird analogies, but that's kind of the way I look at it, right? But simply put, you don't really spend a lot of time in the low volume gaps, right? So you're looking to go from, that's why we were expecting that move up here, and why we were expecting, if we lost this key level, to go back down to this key level, because we knew there was not a lot of volume in between these two blue lines. Now, I can actually point this out visually for you guys if we pull up the VPVR, right? So let's pull that up, and I'll actually go ahead and zoom out. We're going to have to come up to a higher time frame, and I'll actually hide the TA, and we'll zoom into this volume here, right? So come on, there we go. So obviously, right, we had a high volume node here, right, which is which is that blue line, right? That supportive blue line. And then we had the resistive blue line up there, right? So what happened was we had high volume here and high volume here and high volume here, right? Not a lot in the middle, right? So once we got above this level, you shoot right up. And then where do you get rejected at? Or you would want to cling to this high volume node, but you rejected this high volume node, and then where does price go once it rejects that high volume node? It's going to go hunt for where the higher volume is, which is, again, right down here, right? And then that gap is very small, but you could see it here between this blue line and that high volume node was the reason why we expected that move up to be very quick. And honestly, we expected the move up to be quick once we got above this high volume node. So that's where we derived those levels from, and that's how they played out, right? Lost it, came right down, almost tapped this to the dollar, right? So now, as long as we hold above this blue line, I would expect to potentially get a move back up to the high here. But again, it's not a value area, so it's not. I wouldn't expect it to go back up here as much as if this was based off a volume profile. So I'd be looking at very, very similar stuff here on Bitcoin as I would on very similar things on here than I am looking at on Bitcoin, right? So I'm looking for, obviously, some kind of a retracement back to the upside. You can see we have a 3-hour green dot, a 2-hour green dot, a 1-hour, no bull div, but you do have the green dot, VWAP rolling back over. Your 4 hours looking for a green dot, your 5 hours looking for a green dot. So we may be able to reverse or retrace back to the upside just a little bit here, but I would really be looking, based off money flow, looking at the 4-hour money flow coming out, the 3-hour money flow crossing over into the red, and the 2-hour money flow kind of already in the red, this is going to make me potentially anticipate some more further downside, right? Especially if this money flow on the 3-hour winds up continuing back into the red. So I would expect what? A lackluster push back to the upside before rolling back over and continuing back down. And again, key level of support as of right now is 2150, where your key level is that we were first looking at. So that is what I'm going to be looking at on Ethereum, or Ethereum as your grandmother might call it. Other than that, 2-day, no bearish divergence, but you do have the red dot and the 3-day red dot looking to print here on the 3-day. But again, remember, fresh money flow crossover on the 3-day, fresh money flow crossover on the 2-day. Although we have the red dots, remember the difference between the money flow and the red and green dots. Money flow indicates the longer-term trend. The red and green dots indicate the ebbs and flows in the market. Right? So you can see ever since we made our low here, money flow has been trending to the upside, letting us know that we're likely to start an uptrend, right? We were in a downtrend, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, or higher high. Kind of an equal low, lower low. But then once we wound up coming up, we broke this high, flipped this to support. You could see money flow coming up, anticipating a uptrend to begin. But we still had red dots printing, right? Red dot here. Little move to the downside. Green dot, move to the upside. So the red and green dots indicate the ebbs and flows, right? So green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot. Money flow indicates the trend, right? So that's how we interpret things on Market Cypher. So when we're looking at that on like something like the 3-day where you have a fresh money flow crossover, if this sustains itself, that would make us think that maybe we just come down for a little dip before continuing back to the upside. But locally with the 3-hour money flow, we could see a downtrend continue, right? But in the grand scheme of the 3-hour, it's going to look like a downtrend. But then when you zoom out to something like the 3-day, it's like, oh, we just came for a little dip before continuing back up. So that's kind of how we're interpreting things, and that's how I'm handling things on Ethereum. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. So 100x long green dot, 100x short red dot, easy peasy. Shout out to Mystic Ruin. Let's go. I have to say, that's a joke. I know he's joking, but I just don't want anyone thinking that I am actually agreeing with that. It's a total joke. Shout out to Mystic Ruin. He's in the premium Discord. He knows really what to look for. So shout out to Mystic Ruin. Dave Digital said, I did my own TA on Cass. Anyways, take that. Shout out to Dave Digital. All right, so next, we're going to take a look at Cass. I'm just kidding, but maybe we will. We'll see if Rob the Crypto Snob adds it to the lineup here. All right, let's continue on. Shout out to Max Maximus says, explain it like I'm 5. Thank you. Shout out to Max. That's kind of what I try to do, right? I figure the easier it is to understand, the more money you guys will make, which is literally the whole point of this YouTube channel. There we go. Rob the Crypto Snob with the altcoins coming in here. Let's go ahead and pin that message. Let's go. I was going to say something here, guys, but I think I might just hit you guys by surprise because I don't want to make myself a liar by saying something and then not fulfilling it. But I really want to say something right now, but I think I'm just going to hit you guys out of left field because I may not do what I'm about to say. I know a lot of you guys could probably guess what I'm about to say. But let's just say I may or may not say it. Tony D, get out of my face. Say it. No, I'm kidding. I was going to say I have some stuff to do, so I was thinking about maybe hopping off a little early here tonight. But not right now, but we all know that's probably going to wind up turning into a 2-hour stream. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's go ahead and see. Shout out to Crypto Naslav. Shout out to you, man. He said, you're the man. Wish y'all positive bull run, everyone. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome in. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate those kind words. Dave Digital says, fun fact, Rob is short for Robin, and she's a girl. Snobby girl. Shout out to Dave Digital. Would have threw me off, bro. Shout out to Dave Digital. I'm sure Rob the Crypto Snob has an answer for that. But let's go ahead and continue on. All right, so what's next? Ada is next on the list. Let's go ahead and check it. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. She's pumping. She's pumping. So let's see. Where is our next key level? Well, first off, what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to have a little fun here. Shout out to the 830 people in here, guys. Smash up that like button. Maybe we could get 850 likes. If we get 850 likes, I'll spin the wheel 20 times and I'll give away 2 Frankie Candles hats. Let's see if we can get it. I think we can. Let's try it. Let's see. Shout out to Toe TV says Frankie trying to tell himself he's going to finish early just so he can finish on time. Yeah, we've been going long here, guys. Really, it comes down to me not wanting to stiff you guys on any of the altcoins. But we have gone like overtime on almost every stream last week. So we're going to have to try to clean that up. But let's see. I cannot believe I missed Ada. Shout out to Death Burka. It's okay, bro. It is okay. Oh, shout out to Rodney. Rodney says, seriously, what is Frankie Candles hats? They are just hats that have a Frankie Candles leather patch on them. And they're cool. It doesn't say Frankie Candles, don't worry. But they're really cool hats that everybody likes. So we give them away for free because people ask for them. But yeah, it's just a hat. It's a piece of merch. But anyway, let's see. Raza says, Frankie, 37K BTC in the next few days. I'm not against that. I don't think that's like that crazy of a prediction. I really don't. Like I can't say if it's definitely for sure going to happen. But no, I don't think 37K is that horrible of a, no, I mean, not impossible. Not impossible. I mean, if you just look at this recent price action, I mean, essentially your point of control of the range is down here around 37K, right? And also on top of that, actually, shout out to you, bro. Who said that? Thank you for saying that. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto. Naslav said, I'm going to leave a like. Probably my first liked video on my account just because I'm a hat collector. Let's see how lucky I am. Shout out to Crypto Naslav. Thank you for liking the stream. You probably have a pretty good chance. Or at least if you join, we do these every week. So if you join a few giveaways, your chances are probably pretty high. We have a lot of people who win more than once. Shout out to Brad Guydell in the chat. What is going on, bro? I miss you, Brad. Hopefully we can hang out again at the next Bitcoin conference, dude. I hope you're doing well, man. But let's see. Shout out to Crypto Totoro said, what? Like, honestly, those hats changed my life. I have to buy Primo Richardson or other designer lids. Effed me up on quality. Shout out to Crypto Totoro. Yeah, they are nice. They are Richardson 112s. They're really nice hats. They're not cheap. And genuine leather. We got pleather, and I didn't like it, so we sent it back and got real leather. So shout out to Totoro. Shout out to you, bro. And, hey, Totoro, thank you for, thank you. Okay, everybody calm down. Thank you for making my hand not hurt anymore. But let's continue on here, guys. But yeah, 37K, I don't think it's that unlikely, right? Now, I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow or the next day or the next day. But yeah, I mean, let me pull up the liquidation app, right? Because another reason why this may not be the worst thought, I forget who said this, but thank you for saying this. Understand, guys, that when we zoom out here, right? Let's zoom out just a little bit. Yeah. Did I just say money flow? Why did I say money flow? Just to understand here, let me come up to the 1 hour so we can see a little bit of a better kind of, yeah. So please understand that look at all this leverage, right? These are all liquidation levels. So we have a lot of liquidation sitting below us, right? Now, granted, there is some liquidations above us as well, but look at all this, all these liquidation levels below, and kind of look where they, well, this is also based off of time, but you could see, like, these liquidation levels do bring us down to about, 36 to 35K. And if you can't, I know 37 is not that unlikely. We're not even that far away from it. So, we'll have to keep an eye on it. But I don't think that's the craziest. Prediction. Shout out to Tony D said coming soon, limited edition hat options. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to delete that super chat real quick. I'm just kidding. But shout out to Tony D. Yes, we may or may not have limited edition hats coming out. Maybe their colors. Maybe they have some fancy things about them. I don't know, but they're going to be cool. I'll tell you that. If they were a thing, of course, right? If they were going to be a thing. Shout out to Dave Digital said, are you busy again tomorrow night? Hashtag Billy Goat Tales. Yeah, guys, don't forget, Crypto Billy, one of our mods, does a X space, a Twitter space. I don't know what you call him now. But yeah, he does one every Tuesday, guys. So don't forget to check him out. He will be doing one tomorrow. And yeah, we'll get you guys information tomorrow on the live stream. Dave, thank you for reminding me about that. Shout out to you. Hashtag Givers Gain. Shout out to Crypto Billy. But anyway, let's continue on here, and let's continue on looking at ADA. Got sidetracked with that Bitcoin analysis, but let's go ahead and jump right in. So obviously, guys, what have we been looking at for Cardano here? We've been looking at this volume profile. We have now obviously and clearly broken out of that volume profile to come and hang out within this volume profile, which we are not in anymore. But it's actually irrelevant at this point. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to pull up our volume indicators. I'm going to turn off the VPVR. I'm going to turn off the VWAP. I'm going to turn off the POC. And we're going to turn on the periodic volume profile. And I think we did this the other day on Cardano, looking for where those naked points of control are. Makes me think that I'm looking at the wrong chart. Are we looking at the wrong chart? Maybe we're not. But anyway, you can see we came up here to this naked point of control at about 63 cents with a nice little rejection back to the downside. And then we actually got a bounce off of this tapped point of control at 51 cents. So, FYFP, find your people. Shout out to Dave Digital. But anyway, yeah, nice rejection right off of that naked point of control. I would definitely keep this marked off on your charts right here. You do have another NPOC sitting at 78 cents. That could be the next place that Cardano may want to go hang out at. But sitting at 63 cents, nice little move for Cardano. Can't be hating on that. But then coming on over to the higher time frames, your 2-day VWAP is looking to roll over. Your daily is printing that red dot. So maybe we do get a little bit more of a push to the downside here. Let me turn off these naked points of control really quickly just to clean up the chart. And then actually, let me pull some fib levels. I want to pull a fib from this high all the way to the bear market low. So you actually do have significant confluence. Yeah, baby. This is all right. This is actually kind of nice. I don't hate this. Let's grab a box here. Label out that golden pocket, which is what we're rejecting right now. Yeah, golden pocket sitting at 64, between 64 and 66 cents. Obviously going to be a significant level to watch if we come back up to it. But look at your 786 naked point of control. Now, obviously, probably not the best time to enter into a short on Cardano, right? Just pretty general, right? Like you get the move down, like you're not going to want to short the bottom, so you would want to wait for a retracement back to the upside. But yeah, what I'd be looking for here, guys, is, money flow on that 2-hour is rolling to the, what is going on in chat? Oh, shout out to Crypto Billy. Yo, let's go. You get one. Shout out to Crypto Billy dropping those Frankie Candles memberships on the Mafia. Thank you so much, bro. You did not have to do that. Yo, Billy, shout out to you, bro. I try to help you out and shout out your Twitter space, and then you just give back to me. Giver's gain, but you've already given so much to me. Let me give to you. Shout out to Crypto Billy, guys. Not only is he, God, you are crazy, Crypto Billy. Shout out to you, man. Well, shout out to everybody who just got a membership. Show Billy some love in the chat if you appreciate that membership. And we should probably have an emoji that's a goat, right? And then we call it Billy Goat. We're just like on a roll trying to make emojis for all of our community members and mods. But yeah, anyway, shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships, bro. I love you I love you deathly. I love you to death, bro. But let's continue on. But yeah, I would be looking for a potential retracement here, kind of similar to Bitcoin, right? Money flow on that 2-hour rolling to the downside. Your 4-hour money flow is kind of coming out as well. But locally, you have your 4-hour green dot looking to print. You also have your green dot confirmed on your 1-hour. No bullish divergence like on Bitcoin. But yeah, maybe we should just repurpose that goat emoji for Billy. Because I know people call me the goat, but he's the Billy goat. So shout out to Crypto Billy. You guys are crazy. But anyway, looking for potential retracement. Very, very similar to Bitcoin, right? You have a nice little value area up here before the little dump, right? We could pull our golden pocket from the high all the way to the low. Confluence here on our, between the 786 value area high and then your golden pocket point of control is kind of like another little level right there of beautiful confluence. These are the two levels that if you are lucky enough to get a continued retracement into these levels of resistance, these are where I would be looking for a potential entry to rip back down to lower prices. If that money flow crossover is going to continue the downtrend, that's kind of how I would expect it to play out. No guarantees. Oftentimes, that is what we see with rejections off of those local golden pocket 786 retracements. Now, if you get a bigger move to the upside, I'm actually going to clear these levels really quickly. But if you do wind up getting a continued move to the upside, could be, what's the weekly look like right now? Okay. It doesn't look bad. I mean, VWAP is coming down. It just looks a little bit behind Bitcoin, if I'm being honest with you. But let's say we did wind up getting a random push to the upside, guys. This is a very strong level, in my opinion. Naked point of control, 786 retracement. If you get a move up here, this would be a significant place to look for a rejection back down. But locally, I will say, money flow on the lower time frames, daily red dot, 2-day looking for a red dot as well. We could potentially see what I was just looking at with this local volume profile, where you get a little bit of a retracement into the value area low, POC, or value area high for a potential lower high to come in, right? And again, you could pull your fibs, and remember your confluence. So local resistance here on Cardano, in my opinion, is really going to come in, right here between about 61.90 and about 59.55. Those are going to be the levels I'm looking at. So maybe that's where you get the lower high. So there you go. There is Cardano for the Candle Mafia. Let's go. Shout out to Hey, Jessica, our female Candle Mafia representative, chilling in the chat. Shout out to Jessica. Good to see you in here. Let's see. I said that like she doesn't come a lot. Shout out to Jessica. She's in here every day. But we love seeing her in here. She's a female Candle Mafia representative. We wouldn't be the same without her. So shout out to Jessica. I miss you too. But anyway, let's see. Creighton C said, I would just be happy to get my concierge status back in Discord, stolen from me like a bad dream. Oh, concierge consigliere. Wait, why did they take away consigliere from you, Creighton? Is it because we put you in the premium? Did you lose a role because we put you in premium? Shout out to you. Dark Crash said, when only fibs. Dark Crash, that's a top secret project. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Dark Crash. Don't forget to drink your water, guys. All right, let's continue on. Let's see. Do you think ADA could get back in the 30s? Let's see. So looking at the macro levels, what I would like to do is pull the full from this impulse all the way to the high, right? So what is this? 30. Ugh, kind of rough, right? So the maximum, without losing complete bullish sentiment here, guys, I would say, in my opinion, 40 cents would be the maximum correction here, in my opinion. It doesn't mean you can't go lower, but if we came all the way down to 40 cents, this would be retesting the bear market volume profile, right? So this would kind of be your last line of defense before getting accepted back in here and coming back down to almost low bear market lows. So if we do come down, I would hope that 40 cent level would really hold as support. But not impossible to get back down into this range. But if we did come down, this would be a big place to be looking for support. So there you go. Shout out to Creighton C said, I had it for 2 hours. It was like a dream. It was bossing everyone around. Shout out to Creighton C, bro. You guys actually make me laugh out loud. You guys are funny, man. It's picturing Creighton in here, be like, hey, what are you doing in here? He's just got a new badge. He's just bossing people around. It's hilarious. All right, let's continue on. BTC would have to take my morning dump for ADA to go back to 30 cents. Yeah, shout out to Tiberius. Yeah, it's a little extreme in my opinion. If we started losing that, I would actually be more worried than anything. Shout out to Dave Digital said, I told you C3 said we're cannolis now. Shout out to Dave Digital. Can I be a cannoli? Are you guys going to let me in the cannoli club? I'd like to be in it, just so you guys know. All right, let's continue on here. We got AVAX next on the list. Mrs. Candles just blasting the AC in the middle of winter right now. I don't know what she's doing out there. God, Mrs. Candles, come on, you're killing me. You're freezing me. But anyway, I was going to call her in here. Yo, Apple's up north, spamming the Candles hand, the Mrs. Candles hand. Let's go. Shout out to Cisco Kid, said hello from the other side. Must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call you, When I call, you never seem to be home. Shout out to Cisco Kid. I assume that was a song quote or something, but shout out to Cisco Kid. Thank you for being here. But let's continue on. Creighton C says, of course you're on the Cannoli Club. Yes. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and take a look. So daily, looking for the red dot, right? So obviously Avalanche has gotten a significant move to the upside here. Nice blast right through this volume profile. We've ripped right through it. Let me pull up the daily real quick. Yeah, this thing is moving. What are we up in the last, let's say, since Friday, from the top of Friday's candle? 30%. Let's go, guys. The gains are out there. The gains are out there. The Mrs. Candle's hands are in chat. The gains are out there. But yo, shout out to Jason Casper in the chat. What is going on, Jason? He says Mrs. Candles is hot in the winter. That usually happens when there's a baby candle on the way. Shout out to Jason Casper. I hope not. I mean, not that I don't know if I'm ready for a baby candle just yet. Shout out to Jason Casper. Show him some love in the chat, guys. Shout out to Dave Digital said, shout out to hashtag BigButts28. Shout out to BigButts28. Shout out to Jason Casper in the chat. Thank you for stopping by, bro. I appreciate you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Jason, what do you think? You think we're going down more? Let me know in the chat. You think we're going down more, or you think we're just getting a little correction before we hit that 48 to 50K golden pocket? Let me know, bro. But thanks for stopping by, bro. I appreciate you so much. But let's see. So AVAX breaking out of that volume profile. This thing is on the move. But let's go ahead. I want to pull up the VPVR real quick. That's the PVP. We don't want that. And let's take a look here, right? So obviously, I don't know if this is something that we were looking at on AVAX specifically, but we have been looking at this. Shout out to Tina. Said, don't cry and don't give up, Frankie. Shout out to Tina. I appreciate you. She's worried about a little candle coming through, I guess. Shout out to Tina. But yeah, we have this somewhat of a low volume gap here. How old is this chart? All right, 2021. So we have a nice little gap in volume here. Next significant level, right? Like if we pull that same kind of bull market, is this? Oh, this is January 2022. Hang on one sec. Let me see if I can get a AVAX. Okay, there we go. Here, this is our chart. Okay. Yo, shout out to Cisco Kid said, thank you for singing Adele. Hey, you guys know I am trying to start a secondary career as a professional singer. And you guys have heard me sing before. You guys know I'm extremely talented with these vocal cords of gold. So yeah, shout out to Cisco Kid. You guys want me to sing, just let me know. But anyway, I just won't freestyle. Shout out to Captain Kirk. But you guys can see here, next key level, right? This is basically the volume profile I was just going to pull, right? And this was what we were looking at. I was just looking at the wrong exchange, right? This is our actual AVAX chart coming in here. And, okay, yeah. So, I mean, these shorts obviously didn't present themselves. But, yeah, flipping this guy. Oh, God, I have to, remember what we looked at. This is the problem with looking at everybody's altcoins is, I never am able to remember exactly what we were looking at on certain things. But... okay, yeah, I pulled this level from the wick right up here. Yeah, so right up to our... Come on, guys. This is wild. Okay, so yeah, we're right at our level I think that we were looking at on Friday. VWAP coming down. We may be able to get some resistance here, but in the grand scheme of things, really what I want to show you guys is this is kind of the major thing. Why is this marked out on the chart, right? Well, pull back up the VPVR really quick. I'm going to need that. There we go. Right, so once we wound up breaking out of basically... this level right here at 33.38, right? Looking for a breakout of this level to enter this, more low volume gap. It's not a complete void in like a complete empty void of volume, but it is a significant fall off in volume, right? So oftentimes you will see price get a very violent move through these low volume gaps. And when price approaches that resistance again, if you break through it, a lot of times you will get a quick move back towards the back up, right? So quick move up, pretty aggressive move back, or quick move down, pretty aggressive move back up. And this is all based off the volume profiles, right? Or the gaps in volume. And this oftentimes is when we look at doorways to higher prices on this channel, a lot of times it has to do with the volume gap. Very similar to the Ethereum chart we were just looking at. The reason we were expecting a move through this whole range here. This was not a volume profile, but we knew we had low volume in this area, almost making us expect this range to get filled similar to a volume profile, but not quite, right? Like, it's just based off the volume gap. Yo, shout out to Jason, bro. Jason, dude, shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat. You didn't have to send a super chat. I appreciate you so much, though, bro. Thank you. He says, I don't know how low we go. It could be more, but... I'm holding a short list. I'm holding a short list in case of dumpage. God bless you, bro. Sorry for the baby candles comment. Shout out to Jason Casper. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. You're all good. I am a little nervous now, though. I'm not going to lie. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Jason. I appreciate you so much, bro. And, guys, I want you to realize something. Jason is a real trader. He's actually out here trading the markets. He shows his trades, right? He is one of the people I respect most in this space, if I'm being quite frank with you. No pun intended. But really, he is someone I respect Jason more than a lot of other people, right? Not people that we're friends with or anything, but in this entire space, Jason, I hold a lot of respect for Jason. He's actually out here doing it, and he's an honest trader. Do you see? He said, I don't know how low we go. That's how you know that he's an actual trader who knows how the markets work, because he's not going, I'm bearish, we're definitely going to zero, because that is an emotional stance. So take it from someone who actually knows what they're doing, like Jason, right there. We talk about this all the time, and there's proof. Shout out to Jason Casper. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. Go check out his channel. He's got awesome content. Thank you for the super chat, bro. And thank you for maybe talking a baby into existence. I don't know. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. We're not even married yet. We're getting married maybe soon. I don't know. Maybe proposing on live stream. But anyway, shout out to Jason Casper. But let's continue on here and take a look, right? So that low volume gap was kind of the same reason we were expecting a quick move up here on Ethereum. And very similarly, we could say, right, just kind of using the same theory, well, hey, once we get above this I would kind of argue this breakout right here was the entry into the low volume gap, because you could see the shelf in volume, right? No volume, no volume, no volume, bing bong, right here. That is a shelf in volume. I know it's kind of hard to see, but like no volume, and then right when your volume kind of starts to pick up aggressively, this is what I call a shelf in volume. A lot of people call it a ledge, but once you break out of that level, what happens? Quick move to the upside. And was this Friday? No, that was Tuesday. So quick move to the upside, likely due to that fall off in volume, right? And this low volume gap really doesn't end. Really, volume doesn't start picking up until about that $47 to $53 level, where we have that previous value area low sitting right here at $53.66. Now, this is not only going to be a key level of resistance, but also going to be a doorway to higher prices, right? Just like we always kind of call these value area lows, this is a doorway to higher prices, because once you flip this, hold the value area low as support, the next likely place for price to go is Creighton C, absolutely, the point of control, right? Right up here to the POC, and then flip that POC to support. You're looking up towards that value area high. So those are really the next targets. Our next target on AVAX was basically where we're at right now, and in my opinion, there's really not much else in the way of this value area low. Slight levels, right? But look at the quick move down, right? That's what created the gap. Likely, we could have a smooth move right back up, right? Nice and violent, like we like it. Like to call them teleportations. But that's what I'm looking at on AVAX. But again, could cool off here, if I'm being honest, right? VWAP on that 2-day coming down. No bearish divergence, right? It's not printing yet, right? Once you get that red dot, that 2-day bear div will print. But again, fresh money flow crossover. This could indicate the trend is likely to continue to the upside. So I would, at this point, until proven otherwise, until we get other signals in the chart that are going to let us know that maybe money flow is just going to come straight back out, this is where we would expect price to cool off, find some support on a higher low, and then continue to the upside, eventually targeting that value area low at $53.23. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of feel crazy calling for $53 on AVAX right now, but the last 16 times I felt like that, we wound up hitting it. And that's probably my bearish brain going through that brutal bear market, finally being like, can I call for that higher price? I know we were in a bear market, but now obviously a lot of things have gotten to move. So, just judging off of the other coins that we felt we were calling for higher prices on, and after those hit their targets, I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm not saying it's coming tomorrow or the next day, but maybe after a little correction, we could wind up getting up to that $53 level on AVAX. So that's what I'm looking at on AVAX, or as some people like to call it, AVOX. And shout out to Miss Teen Crypto in the chat. What is up, MTC? Thank you for being here, hanging out with the Mafia. I appreciate you for stopping by. Everybody show Miss Teen Crypto you're loving the chat. But let's go ahead and see. Lasagna is awesome. Shout out to Miss Teen Crypto. MTC, you make good lasagna? Let me know. Tony D makes pretty good lasagna too. It'd probably be a hard match with Tony D. But shout out to MTC. Let's go. But anyway, let's see. Yo, MTC IRL LFG, let's go. Shout out to New World Disorder. I love that name, bro. Shout out to Feel Good Green said, time to panic. Oh, no. Time to panic. probabilistically into a higher low for higher highs. It's kind of how I feel. But maybe it is time to panic. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think so. I don't even want to say that because if someone tunes in and then clicks off right as I say that, no, I'm not really panicking, guys. I don't, I'm not expecting zero anytime soon. But expecting higher lows for continuations to the upside. Honestly, like very much based off money flow on the higher time frames, to be quite honest with you. But let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Post. Said, you made me burn my lasagna, Frankie Candles, but apparently that's a good thing. I actually don't hate a little bit of crisp on the edges. I'm not going to lie. All right, yo, Rob the Crypto Stop. Shout out to Rob. Let's move on to Matic, guys. Take a look at what we got going on. Shout out to Tony D. Said... Thank you for the super chat. He said, don't insult me. I don't make pretty good lasagna. I make Michelin star quality lasagna that will trump anything your ancestors from Italy can make. Shout out to Tony D. Low key, Tony D makes some of the best lasagna I've ever eaten in my life. Don't tell my mother. Let's see. Let's go, Jason Casper shouting at Miss Teen Crypto. Let's go. Let's see. Post said zero is in fact not possible. Shout out to Post. I don't think there's anything that Dave Digital with the super chat said, take that. Shout out to Dave Digital. I heard Dave makes some pretty fire lasagna too. Should we have a lasagna off? Let me know. Let me know if we should do that. But let's see. Forgot to put my stop loss on when I shorted ETH. And now I just sit and hope for another 15 to 20% dump while playing Pixels and counting my berries. Shout out to Crypto Naslav. Shout out to you, bro. It is, it is rough out there. Trust me. I feel that sometimes too when I don't take profit. I'm like, oh God, I got to pay myself. Pay yourself when you're in the green. What was I thinking? Pay yourself before you hate yourself. That doesn't rhyme. I don't know. We got to come up with a saying. Pay yourself before you hate. Let me know. I'm going to open the Q&A right now, and you guys let me know what we should say. I want it to be like pay yourself or hate yourself, but I want it to sound better than that. Let me know in the AMA. Put your suggestions in the Q&A. But let's continue on here, guys. Taking a look at Matic. This is, I think, an old Matic chart. Let me see. Bada boom. Coinbase, yes, this is what we were looking at. Okay, so take a look at Matic. I mean, guys, a lot of this analysis recently coming up from the bear market is essentially just attacking previous value areas, in my opinion. This is how I've been approaching the market, right? Just finding those trusty volume profiles and just extrapolating the levels to the right? Extrapolating them to current price action to just see if the levels continue to get respected. And you can see we are now within our volume profile for Polygon, right, or Matic. So we got to move up into the volume profile. We rejected the POC, tested the value area low as support, and now we're getting a move back up to the POC. So this is actually, money flow on the 16-hour about to cross over into the red. That's not looking the best. 12-hour money flow looks kind of ugly here. 8-hour and 12-hour look kind of similar. 6-hour money flow coming out. 4-hour money flow coming out. VWAP coming up. So honestly, guys, a lot of this stuff is looking similar to Bitcoin in the short term, where we have a lot of the lower time frames rolling back to the upside. 2-hour green dot confirmed, 3-hour green dot printing, 4-hour green dot looking to print, right? But again, where's money flow headed? Money flow is trending down. So, with that being said, we could expect the trend to potentially continue to the downside, right? So, I always try to explain it like this. If you grab let's say you grab a parallel channel, right? And let's say, we have there we go. We'll do something like this, right? Right, you come down, you could bounce. But if we're going to start a downtrend here, guys, based off money flow, right? We come down, we're getting a green dot potentially looking to print on the 4-hour. That could give us a bounce. But what is that bounce likely to do? It's likely to give us a lower high, not just based off the parallel trend, but we could look for key levels, right? We could look for the Fibonacci levels. We could look for the previous value area lows. We can look for high volume nodes, right? You want to find the confluence to look for the actual short positions, right? And then just coincidentally, if you look here, your golden pocket and your value area low have confluence here. Now, like right here, boom. So let's grab the brush, right? Let's say that 4-hour green dot gives us some kind of a push to the upside, and we push up. Could be pushing up right into that golden pocket in, I kind of drew this parallel channel as just a random example, but you could see like the resistance kind of lines up with that golden pocket, right? So, not only would this be like according to the trend, if we're expecting a downtrend to start based off money flow coming out, you also have your golden pocket sitting here. Now, it's not impossible to get above that golden pocket. If we do get above the golden pocket, I'll be looking up towards that 786 for a potential lower high to come in. Essentially, money flow is coming out, letting us know that the trend is likely to continue to the downside. Shout out to Grant Stork. Shout out to you. He says, pay yourself before you pay someone else. That's a great one. I like that. Doesn't rhyme, but it's pretty good. Money flow is coming down. Trend is likely to continue to the downside within context of the time frame you're looking at. This is the 4-hour. We're not expecting a massive weekly downtrend, right? Because the weekly's bullish, right? Money flow coming up, etc. But if this 4-hour downtrend is going to continue, we could expect a retracement based off this green dot and then look for an entry to continue riding that trend to the downside. And again, golden pocket value area low confluence may be a good place to look. And then your POC value area high are very close to each other up here, but your 786 is sitting just below that. So the two major areas I'd be looking at for a rejection is going to be that 786 value area high POC right about here, right? Between about 91 cents and almost 93 cents. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Polygon. All right, let's continue on. Let's see. Shout out to Miss Teen Crypto and Jason. Like, you guys are awesome. I always say this, like the people that we surround ourselves with in the space are like such cool people. It's like supportive, uplifting, and like helpful fellow creators is extremely valuable in my opinion, right? Like we have weird lives. Like we're traders, we're YouTubers, we're in the public eye, and the fact that we have such good circle of creators around us that are super. So the reason I say this is because I see Jason just like talking to Miss Teen Crypto, being like, I see you out there crushing it. And it's like, these are our people, man. Like you got to find your people. These are our people. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Miss Teen Crypto. You guys are awesome. For real. You guys really are. Your wifey's boyfriend. Yo, this guy is a simp. Simp for what? Shout out to you, bro. I don't know if he's talking to me or someone in chat, but let me know. What am I a simp for? Am I a simp for crypto? Because if that is the case, that is definitely true. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Take commission before going fishing. I like that one too. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look at our other altcoins. Let's see. ADA, AVAX, Matic, ICP, Algo. Let's take a look at ICP. We haven't looked at ICP in quite some time. Let's take a look. And I'll be honest, guys. I never thought I would ever see ICP. Well, I guess we're kind of there, right? ICP's basically just gone down and to the right since inception here. This is, I thought I'd never see this thing pump again, but here it is, pumping one more time. But here we are. Let's see. How to get into the premium Discord. Shout out to, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name because I don't want to butcher it, but link in the description down below. You can also check out frankiecandlestrading.com. We have all of our deals, all of our affiliate links, and all the discounts you guys can get for the Candle Mafia is on frankiecandlestrading.com, and there is also a page to show you how to get into the premium Discord. And don't forget, guys, if you are kind of on the fence about getting into the premium Discord, no, I'm not going to try to sell you guys on it right now. What I'm actually going to do is counterproductively probably kind of push you guys away from it. If you guys are kind of iffy, or not iffy, but just trying to think if you should spend money on the premium Discord, if you guys want, what you can do is you could get into the dining room, which is our freemium version of the premium Discord, where all you have to do to get in here is it's because I hit it. All you have to do to get in here is sign up with one of our affiliate links, and then once you go ahead and click on whatever exchange you signed up for with our link, it'll ask you for your user ID. You could copy and paste your user ID in here, and then the mods gives the mods about 2 to 3 days to get you in there, and then once you're in there, you'll get premium TA where we post. Once a week, we will post either TA or, as you can see, oftentimes trade setups. One of the trade setups from the week in this free freemium Discord, right? So you can get a little bit of a taste of what we like to put in here. You could test it out. Do you like it? And it's no money out of your pocket, so you could test it out before getting in there. So you can check that out if you want. If not, link in the description to the actual premium Discord, or you can go to frankiecandlestrading.com. But I always push people like, why not try for free? But anyway, let's continue on. And because the one thing is, I'm thinking about potentially limiting or cutting off the premium Discord, because part of the really valuable thing of the premium Discord is the fact that I'm much more accessible. In these live streams, there's not almost 1,000 people, right? There's way less people, which allows me to give more individual attention to most people, right? So, or to more people, I should say. So, we've been thinking about maybe like cutting off access to the premium Discord at some point. We don't have like a date or anything, so it's right as of right now. It's available indefinitely. But we are thinking about potentially limiting that, just to keep it to people who are really serious about taking their trading to the next level, and also keeping it to a less amount of people, so I can give more individual attention to each person. But let's go ahead and continue on. Pay yourself before you grave yourself is pretty good as well. See, you guys are better at this than I am. But let's go ahead and take a look here at ICP. Okay. Let's see here. Take a look at the daily. Bada boom. Okay, so we are pulling up into our next level of resistance, which is this purple box. Let me just make sure these are still valid levels. Okay, yeah. So golden pocket has been tested. VWAP on the 5-day looking to come to the downside. 4-day red dot looking to print. 3-day red dot. 3-day red dot looking to print. 2-day. No bear div just yet. It's like almost invalidated completely at this point. But VWAP coming to the downside. Money flow crossover into the green. Yeah. Daily red dot confirmed. Let's see. 12-hour. Ooh, 12-hour crawling back up. I would be careful on ICP of a push up to the 786, coming in at about 596. Yeah, I would be careful of a secondary push into this 786. That's kind of the next key level I would be looking at. 4-hour, let's see, 4-hour green dot is printing. Money flow coming back up locally. Generally is trending to the downside, so this does look very similar to a lot of other stuff. But taking a look here, higher time frames, right? 12-hour VWAP looking to roll back up. 2-hour. Confirmed green dot, 4-hour green dot. Yeah. So I'd look for a potential pushback to the upside here, guys. If you break these highs, I'd look for a rejection into that 786, because we could be setting up here for some nice divergences on many different time frames, right? So if you do come back up here, right, bing, bong, bing, up into that 786, you put that higher high on price action, and then you get a lower high in your momentum waves, giving you that bearish divergence. That may be a significant level to look for a scalp short on, in my own opinion, right? And that's with money flow coming out, etc. But next key level is going to be sitting here at about, almost $6, right? For ICP, but it does look like the higher time frames may want to cool off just a little bit. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking at on ICP. All right, let's see. We're in the car. She saw that you said hi, and she's super happy about it. Shout out to John Foster Crypto. I don't know if you're talking to me. It's so hard for me to tell who's talking to who in chat. We got people saying I'm a simp or someone's a simp. I don't know what I'm a simp for, or who's a simp for who, or what's going on. I'm just completely lost in the chat. But anyway, let's continue on. You guys are too funny, man. All right, let's see. I think, let's see. All right, we got Algorand as our last altcoin for tonight. Let's go ahead and check it out on the Binance Tether US chart. Let me actually see. We must have other. There we go. Algo on the Coinbase chart. Let's get it, baby. Let's see. Pay yourself. Don't play your. Marcus, that might be it, bro. That might be it. Pay yourself. Don't play yourself. Wow. Bro, that's it. I think that's it. I'll probably forget it, but that's it. Don't be dumb. Cash out some. Yo, see, you guys are good. Shout out to Lewis said, Frankie, can you slip in Solana? Don't threaten me with a good time, bro. Don't threaten me with a good time. If you don't think I'll slip Solana in here, You're barking up the wrong tree. Shout out to you, bro. Stick around till the end of the stream. Even if the thumbnail comes up or the waiting room comes back up, stick around. We may come back out for a fake out on Solana, potentially. But let's continue on. Oh, yeah, shout out to Jessica said, oh, MTC, you're getting harassed? Yeah, that's going to stop right now. I think it already stopped. Shout out to Miss Teen Crypto. Not in this chat. You're only allowed to compliment people. I think YouTube is having issues. Interesting. Okay, let's continue on. No problem, Lewis. I got you, bro. Yeah, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Oh, baby, we're in the 400s, guys. 550. I forget what we're giving away. We'll have to go back and watch the stream to confirm it. But we'll give away a bunch of stuff if we hit 550 likes. But let's continue on here. Daily red dot is confirmed. VWAP rolling back to the upside. This thing looks like it may want to keep pushing. Yeah, Algo finally getting some kind of a move to the upside. I mean, we broke all these bear market ranges, right? So this is a good sign. Flipped it to support, got the move up into our golden pocket. As expected, you could see almost respected it to the penny there. But we're continuing to push up, so I would be careful, right? With your, like, look at the VWAP on the daily. Coming down, scooting right back to the upside. So be careful of continued upside here on Algo. Green dot looking to print on your 12-hour, 10-hour printing. I'd look for something very similar. What were we just looking at? Was it ICP? I'd be very, very cautious of something very similar happening here where you could push up towards that 786, potentially get some bearish divergences on these higher hourly time frames. But I would be careful with all these fresh green dots on the higher hourlies looking to print. I would be cautious of a push up to that 786, which may be a better level to be looking for a short, as oftentimes you will go for the golden pocket and then the 786 for that full retracement before getting a move back to the downside. So next key level of resistance, I mean, we're already rejecting our first level of resistance. We already got like a pretty aggressive move to the downside, right? Bing bong. Drop to the downside, and now we're coming back up. So I would look for that 786 coming in right here at about 25.27. Going to be the next key level of resistance. Other than that, and again, like you are still set up to potentially put some of those bear div that we were looking at on ICP. Some similar bearish divergences may be able to form here, like even on the 4-hour. Looking pretty saucy if you're able to crack that high. Even if you don't hit the 786, I would like to tap that. But it's like Mrs. Candles on the other side of the door. Like, what is he trying to tap? But yeah, we could be setting up for a nice little bearish divergence here. So that's kind of what I'd be looking for. Key level 786, 2527 on, and we're just continuing to push here on Algorand. So there we go. Shout out to a BTC getting a move, baby, pushing up here. Potentially looking to continue pushing up. Mrs. Candles creeping around the corner. Come on in here, Mrs. Candles. Did you hear me saying I was looking to tap that? Is that why you came in here? Oh, she didn't hear it. No. I was joking. Come on in here, Mrs. Candles. Show him that hand. Thank you. There's the Mrs. Candles hand, baby. Say hi to everybody in chat. I mean, a little more. Oh, okay. Okay, what? Don't fling it around. Okay, right. So hold on. Oh, God. She's getting away, guys. She's getting away. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Drop those candle hands in chat. Let's see. BTC go up. BTC go down. Dang right. Shout out to Yannick. Shout out to you, bro. Titan X. That's it. I don't know what that means. Oh, Mrs. Candles taking a why am I sinking? Mrs. Candles taking a note out of Dark Crash's book, dropping some water here. Let's go. Shout out to Dark Crash and Mrs. Candles. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for today's live stream. Let's go ahead and pull up that wheel of pain and pleasure and start spinning that wheel. Did we get that 550 likes? Are we spinning the wheel 20 times? Or how many times are we spinning the wheel? Let's see. She says the thirst is real. Yeah, she heard me talking about tapping stuff, and then she just came in here. She's like, all right, drink some water and calm down there, pal. Drink some water and calm down. Let's go. Let's see. Yo, Savage Trades. This is rigged. Shout out to Golden in the chat. What is going on, Golden? Thank you for chilling with us here on today's live stream. We love seeing Golden in the chat. Let's see. Crypto Naslov says, dump, pump, Bitcoin will make you jump, pump. I like that. I like that song. That's nice. Let's see. Shout out to your wife's boyfriend. He's got some kind of obsession with simps. I feel like I just caught that word, right? Like I'm like almost too old to know that word. But yeah, shout out to your wife or whatever. But let's see. Wheel of Mortality, turn. Show us the lesson that we should learn. Okay, so let's see. Let's pull up the 666 people. Why do I always look at the number at 666? 509 likes. Shout out to Meditation said, simping ain't easy, baby. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like a boomer saying the word simp because I don't know if I fully get it. I'm pretty sure I'm like I think I'm like the opposite of a simp. If I understand the term correctly. Like I said, I am just a nerdy boomer. Shout out to Crypto Nasov says 666. Let's go. Let's see, 515 likes. Oh, baby. You guys, you keep smashing that like button. We may be able to get to 20 spins before we're done here. Let's see. Birthday in 9 days. Let's go. Shout out to Cuz I Can Bump It. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. He says, birthday in 9 days. Can you please ask the candle gods to be in my favor? Shout out to Cuz I Can Bump It. You just let me know, up or down, and I'll call Satoshi tonight. Well, actually, no. I'll call him this weekend to get him ready because your birthday's not until 9 days. But let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Embrace the curly girly. Okay. My B date. Shout out to 12 big. His birthday's in 19 days. Let's go. 10 days apart. Let's get it. Math. Let's go. Let's see. Pump it. Shout out to Toe TV. Let's go. I'll call Satoshi next weekend. No worries. All right. Let's see. How many spins we got? What do we got? Okay, 5 spins. Oh, man, we're creeping towards 550. Let's see. Come on, give him a giveaway. Come on. All right, I'm giving you one more spin, guys. We can't do one giveaway. Did we hit our like goal on the Sunday Sauce video? I think we did. I'm going to spin it 10 times for you guys because I think we do owe you that. All right, let's see. Shout out to Miss Teen Crypto. Said Frankie would look good with curls. Wow, that would be actually, I have a picture. Somebody photoshopped my picture and put curls, put like a giant fro on. I mean, not a giant fro, but like a regular fro. And they are really good at Photoshop, so it looked like real. And I actually didn't hate it. I'm not going to lie. I would never get curly hair or get my hair curled. But it didn't look horrible. Any other kind of hair, I hate the way my normal hair looks, but I wish I can get curly hair because I didn't think it looked that bad. Shout out Missy said, Frankie, send it to me. Let me see if I can find it. Tony D, I don't know if you remember that picture or where it was, but maybe you can find it. I can try to find it too, but I will. I'll share it in the Discord. I'll share it in the Discord if I get it, if I can find it. All right, there we go. We spun it 11 times. Oh, my God, guys. What's up with this wheel? There's 4 giveaways and 2 no's, and it's all weighted equally. How are we getting this low of a hit rate? 3 wins or 4 wins out of 11 spins. Not that bad. It's better than 0. I do, but who made it? Shout out to Digital Pencil. I think Digital Pencil made it. So, yeah. But I don't know. I'm going to look for it, and hopefully, I can send it in the Discord if I find it. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Watch out for the bigger move down, guys. Like I said, short term, it does look like we could get a retracement back to the upside. You guys have those key levels of resistance to look at for those reversals or lower highs to come in before a continued move to the downside. And as far as money flow goes, it does look like we could see some potential more downside this week. We'll have to see what happens, but you guys know as soon as something happens, I will update you guys, and I'll never leave you in the dark on this channel, guys. Shout out to the CandleMafia. But with all that being said, thank you all for, I'm doing like the I don't know why I keep doing this with my hands. You guys know a guy that does this? We got the best channel. Anyway, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. Shout out to all the mods. Shout out to Miss Teen Crypto. Shout out to Jason Casper. Thank you guys for hanging out. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Flow like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping. And that's why you really gon' need me.
Yeah, I've been on the road, chill. 31, baby, living out my dream still. I just got off a tour, the product in store, I'm playing. I'll be rocking with the guy in the horse, yeah. You just hopped in the coupe, got lock in the shoes. I worship his Zeus, you not gonna shoot. I'm watching you do the cam base where I'm blocking these fools. I got studio time, I got my watch in the booth, yeah. They be praying on my downfall. I'm an outlaw, switching for ever standing like Southpaw. How come your mouth off when y'all soft? No, you see me on the trampoline, about to bounce off, yeah. It's a matter of time. I know you see me standing in the front, back of the line. I happen to grind every minute, passing the time. We ain't never been friends. How you acting like mine? Y'all need contentment. Y'all got resentment. God's grace lead to repentance. You live for mentions that make me question how you gonna handle a gift if you don't know how to stew a blessing. You can't do it. You don't want a dream chase. You don't put your hands to it. You know the circle strong. 4th and 40 got a punt. No, I don't do what I want. I do it for the kingdom come. I ain't know that I was flowing. I ain't showing sign of slowing. I am going for the jugular, mate. The one to debate. But you seem to want it for free. I ain't doing video unless I'm gonna get paid. Yeah, I've been working on a gift. I ain't doing free shows. You can call me arrogant. You can call me what you want. It's really absurd. Just because you're the church doesn't really mean you don't have to pay me what I am worth. Woo.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Feel like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping. And that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleeping. And that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy. And that's when you really gon' need me.
Okay, they said take a look at Solana. I said maybe I'll slip it in on the Frankie fake out. And here we are on the Solana chart here, guys. As you can see, we did have our target up here at 77.64, where we did have a naked point of control. Price wound up coming up to that level and rejecting it almost perfectly. But I want to talk about some of the levels of support below us. Now, we do have our previous value area high sitting right here at about 63.98. And that is going to be somewhat of a significant level to watch, because not only does this hold us back from potentially getting a bigger move to the downside, but this is going to be a key level to look at, because not only if we wind up continuing down here, will we likely continue to see a little bit of a support on the golden pocket, but if we are going to go for that 786, we have a nice confluence with that value area high before we could potentially see some more upside. Now, I don't know if we're going to wind up seeing this correction and then getting more upside, or if we're going to wind up getting accepted into the range coming down to that POC or that value area low. But these are definitely the levels that I would be looking at, with our POC sitting at about $58, and then your value area low is sitting at about $54.46. Value area high sitting at $63.98. So these are the key levels I would be looking at. And remember, you do have that nice confluence of that 786 and value area high. So we already hit that golden pocket. The downtrend continues. This might be the next spot to look for a bounce. So with all that being said, guys, I think that is now actually all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I forget who asked for Solana, but hopefully that gives you a little bit more insight into what I'm looking for locally. We'll have to see if we get a continued move up. But again, it looks very similar to a lot of other stuff. Looking for a potential short-term retracement before continuing the move to the downside. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place. Don't short support. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to you, bro. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'm going to go drink this water. This will be the first water I've drank in 2 years. So shout out to Dark Crash. And with all that being said, it's all the time I got for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. You know the rest. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal